Hey everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and do a general reading. I don't have any specific topic. We'll just see what Spirit has to say. So I recently got a new phone, and I did do a live just a while ago, and as I was trying to make sure that it was uploaded correctly, somehow I must have deleted it. I'm so disappointed because that was like an over an hour video that I did talking about my journey. So for those of you who do not know, me and my divine masculine are back in union. We are together. We are living together again. We are in a marriage again. So I have not been on in a while because, I'm back to being a wife again. As we got back together, we did, we did stumble across, a few bumps in the road. His father died. Well, his father had been sick, but his father died shortly after we got back together and the holidays hit. So it has been, an adjustment for both of us to get back in, being into union, and then me, just, not really having the time to come on as much. But I do want everyone to know that just because I am back in union does not mean that I am done doing readings, because that is totally not the case. I will be back to do more readings. I just probably can't do them as often as I would like. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look and see what Spirit has to say. So well, let's see. Let's go ahead and start off with the Twin Flame Oracle deck and see what Spirit has to say there. So Spirit, what is it that you would like us to know right now about the Twin Flames who are in a three-party situation? What is currently going on? What is going on in the three-party situation right now, Spirit? What is currently going on in a three-party situation? What else can you tell me, Spirit? What else can you tell me? All right, so the first card that we do have is Muse, okay? We have Muse. We have New Direction. We have Conclusion, Observer, and Crossroads. All right, so right now it looks like what's going on in three-party situations is, clearly, I would say that, divine masculines are wanting to put a conclusion to one thing, and, they are seeking a new direction in something else. So they're wanting to put a conclusion and start this new direction. We do have Muse coming out here, so I feel as though, part of the reason that this is, taking place, is the reason why they're, really wanting to put a conclusion and start this new direction is because, there's something about. So number one, there is some crossroads, all right? There is some crossroads obviously going on with the karmic, but also I feel as though divine masculines have been, observing you divine feminine, on the computer, whatnot, okay? And something has inspired, something has sparked some inspiration in this divine masculine to want to be able to, I mean, along with the crossroads, okay? But I feel there's something more, okay? I feel like there's something that this divine masculine has seen over the internet, okay, with observing you, okay, that has inspired him to now want to start this new direction, put a conclusion to the crossroads between, you know, the three-party situation, the karmic situation, okay? But again, something that they're seeing, all right, something that they are seeing over the internet with you. Let's see if we can't pull a clarifier for this. So let's see. Spirit, what are they seeing? What is divine masculine seeing over the internet in terms of divine feminine that has got him, you know, that's inspiring him to want to take this new direction? All right, put a conclusion to the crossroads between the third party. Clarify observer for me, Spirit. Observer. Clarify observer. What is he seeing? What is he seeing? So we have the Six of Wands coming out. So, you know, the Six of Wands, interesting. Okay, so the Six of Wands, okay, the Six of Wands, it's about victory, but it's also about, how can I say, okay, so it's about being victorious, right? But it's also about recognition, okay? So I feel as though divine feminines, there's something that you're being recognized for, okay? And you know, I feel for some of you, you know, some of you paint, all right, or some of you have something creative in your life that you're all of a sudden getting recognition for. You've been victorious in this creativeness, whether it's painting, whether it's, you know, maybe, you know, you started a new channel on YouTube, reading cards. Maybe, you know, you have an Etsy shop. Maybe you're doing good at work. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you know, you're getting a lot of recognition for it, okay? You're being very victorious in your creative side, okay? And you're getting a lot of recognition. I feel as though, you know, your friends and maybe even, you know, you're just getting recognition from friends and from family and from coworkers and from all sorts of people, all right? And I feel as though divine masculine is seeing all this recognition that you're getting and how victorious you are, and, you know, in your creativeness, okay, that it's now sparked something in him, okay? It sparked something in him like, oh my goodness, she's getting all this recognition, you know, she's doing really well for herself. You know, she's taking a new direction for herself. Here I am stuck in a crossroads, you know, I'm just wanting to put a conclusion to, you know, to this karmic situation, and she's doing really well. Now, I will say this, you know, because there's two sides to this, okay? So for some of you, you know, you may like the fact that divine masculine is seeing, you know, it can be a bit of jealousy. You know, it could be a bit of jealousy because, you know, the Six of Wands can also be about ego, okay? So, number one, I feel like for divine feminine, I feel like divine feminine is being victorious and being recognized. But I also feel like for divine masculine, he's, you know, his ego is taking a bit of a hit here because he's seeing this, right? He's seeing this and he's like, wow, you know, that's my divine feminine, and she's doing really well, and she's getting all this recognition from people, and it's hurting his ego a little bit, all right? especially because he's, having, some crossroads with the karmic, life is not going all that great for him, but it's going great for you. So while some of you divine feminines are like, oh, well, that's good, he's feeling a little bit ego bruised, that's good. Some of you are like, well, hell, I don't want him to just be looking at me because I'm doing well, So I can sense like half of you kind of like the fact that, he's watching you and it's pumping him up a bit. While I feel some of you are like, well, these are my achievements, so why do I have to be achieving and doing well in my life in order to get your attention? So I'm feeling both sides here. I'm feeling, half of you one way and half of you another. Like some of you kind of like it while some of you do not. All right, so let's just let's go ahead and take a look at you then. Let's go ahead and take a look at you, divine feminine, and let's see what let's see. Let's pull from here real quick again just to kind of see. So for divine feminine spirit, for divine feminine who is getting this recognition in her creative side, what can you tell me? What can you tell me? Ooh, see, divine feminine. See, I told you, while some of you may like the fact that his ego is a bit bruised, some of you were like, I'm doing really well at this point. So some of you divine feminines, you're kind of taking a pause, especially for those of you who are doing really well and, really being victorious and achieving your creative side. You're working really hard. You kind of, put a pause on your connection because you're concentrating on you. I feel like, you're like, I deserve this. I deserve this. I worked hard at this. I deserve this. This is my moment. Let me have my moment. Okay. And that's another part of this, Six of Wands, again, it's about victory. It's about recognition, and it can be about ego. Your ego is also looking at the side where I deserve this because I've worked hard at it. Okay, so let's pull a clarifier for this pause real quick for divine feminine. See, so we have the Knight of Pentacles coming out. All right, so this is, the Knight of Pentacles is, this is like, you're taking a pause because right now you're really concentrated on your money, okay? This is, Pentacles, right? You're concentrating on what this achievement, this creative achievement, what this means for you. And what this means for you is a new opportunity, a new opportunity to really advance your finances, okay? Because the Knight of Pentacles it could be about it could be a new job offer. It could be a promotion, it can just be something with money, something brand new that's going to help advance your future. Okay, that's what the Knight of Pentacles is. So you've taken a pause on this connection because you're doing really, really well for yourself right now. Again, some of you may have started YouTube channels. Some of you maybe have, opened up some Etsy shops and you're selling some things. Some of you, are just getting raises, or you're getting promotions at work. And so because right now you're really concentrating on your 3D material side, you've kind of taken a pause on the connection, okay? And again, I feel like, divine masculine, he's seeing this, okay? And he's struggling with it a little bit, okay? He's struggling with it a little bit. His ego's a bit bruised, all right? But, you're doing what you feel is good for you and for your finances and for your material 3D life. Okay, so if that means taking a pause in order to do that, that is what you're doing, and you're doing really good right now. All right, so let's see. Let me. What do I want to do? Let me pull. Let's see. Let's pull some combining energies. So while we have divine masculine, you know, he's getting a bit pumped up because he's seeing you do really well. You divine feminine, you're a bit at a pause because you're really concentrated on your 3D side. So where does this leave the connection combined? All right, where does this leave the connection combined energies? Combined energies. Where does this leave the connection? Where does this leave the connection? So I feel as though, I feel like divine masculines are wanting to push forward, and I feel like divine feminines are wanting to, press the pause button, okay? Oof. All right, that's too many cards. Hold on. Combining energies, spirit, combining energies. So we have kept letters, and we have intimacy coming up. That's interesting. Let's see. Let's get some more information here. More information. Let's see what else, Spirit. What else can you add to this? Give me a little bit more information here. A little bit more information. Yes. Okay, so listen, right away what I'm feeling is for some future energy. So listen. So I feel like there's going to be some type of, I feel like there's going to be some kind of get together, reunion or something. As you can see, so we have cheers coming out, all right? You can see, the wine glasses, toast. So I feel like there's going to be some type of meeting, okay? Combined energies. I feel like, okay, so I feel like, as I said, divine masculine is, pushing forward towards his divine feminine. Divine feminine's kind of pulling back a bit. But I do feel like there will be some type of meeting where y'all gonna kind of get together, okay, to celebrate, say cheers to the success of what divine feminine is accomplishing, okay? And I feel like this is, this, get together, I feel like it will lead to some intimacy, all right? But if you look at this card really well, it looks like divine masculine is really into it, but it looks like, divine feminine is not. Now, I feel, so we do have, violin playing the victim, all right? So I feel like there will, for some of you, there will be this, getting together to celebrate what, the accomplishments of divine feminine is, all right? Y'all will get together to celebrate that, maybe even have some intimacy, but I still feel like even though there will be this coming together, I feel as though divine masculine is probably gonna, play the victim a little bit. We do have kept letters, so I do feel like, there may be some texts or some old letters, or just some, so what does it say? So yeah, it says text messages, emails, notes, letters. I feel as though what's going to happen is during this celebration, getting together, even, you know, some intimate moments, I feel as though Divine Masculine is going to play the victim a bit, bring up some old text messages, some old emails, and I feel like it's gonna kind of piss Divine Feminine off a bit, to be honest. I just feel like she's really in her power right now, and I feel like she's feeling really good. Okay, and so since she's really feeling really good, she's doing really well for herself, she's gonna have time for all this, you know, bringing up old shit, you know, bringing up, you know, old text messages, you know, fights between you guys in the past. She don't have time for this victim mentality, you know, playing the violin thing. You know, so I feel like that's why even the intimacy is not really, you know, gonna be like so great for her, just because, you know, I feel like something is going to damper the moment, and it's something that Divine Masculine may do. I feel like he's just going to bring up some things, play victim, and he's going to piss her off a bit. Okay, he is. She not had time for that. She's doing too well to put up with any of that right now. All right, so that's really kind of how I'm feeling. Now, will that energy last? Probably not, you know. But I do feel like there will be some type of coming together, and it's gonna go sour really fast. All right, it's gonna go sour really fast. So let's just pull. Let's see. So let's get some advice. Let's get some advice from Spirit on this, okay? Because you know, this is kind of heavy. You know, this is kind of heavy right here. I feel like even though Divine Masculine is wanting to move towards Divine Feminine, I do feel like she's just a little bit. She's just very much in her power right now. She doesn't have time for, you know, the victim mentality. She doesn't have time for that. You know, she really doesn't. She's doing really well. So I feel as though some advice is needed for this, because, you know, even though Divine Feminine is doing really well, this is still your twin, okay? And so, yeah, it's good to be in your power. It's good to stand your ground because you're doing really well. You don't have time for this playing the victim. But at the same time, this is your twin. So you have to be a team, and you have to compromise, you know, if you do want this coming together, right? So I feel like that is the reason why some advice is needed from Spirit on how best to deal with this situation. So Spirit, what advice do you have? What advice do you have for this situation, Spirit? You know, this isn't going to resonate for all of you, you know, because I feel like this is a very specific story, okay? I feel like this is a very specific story. Wow. So we have intimacy here. And so we do have the hot moon, and we have extremes. All right. So we have extremes coming out as advice. So I feel like, you know, because again, we do have intimacy here. And if you look at this picture, I mean, clearly this is a man and a woman together. I mean, it's the hot moon, okay? Sorry for the glare. This is the hot moon, okay? That's coming out, and it does say extremes. So I feel like the advice is this. You guys are playing a bit of a tug of war with each other, okay? Because while one is, pushing forward, the other is, pulling away. So, again, this is a bit of a tug of war between you two. Uh, so I feel like the advice really is to really, like I said, and even though you're doing really well, Divine Feminine, you still have to understand that you cannot take this to the extreme because this is your twin, like I said, and you have to meet each other. You have to compromise with each other. You do still have to be a team with each other, okay? Because, if you push him away too much, then he may not come forward again. Okay? So I feel like, this is really saying do not take things to the extreme. I feel like that's what the advice is. Don't take things to the extreme. Okay? Another thing that it could also be saying is if the opportunity does arise for intimacy, you may not want to take it there. Okay? If you're not ready to if you're not ready to give yourself to your twin that way, don't do it. Okay? Don't take it to that extreme if you're not ready to put in the equality, and the compromise with your twin. Okay? Don't go to those extremes. So I feel like that's what this card is saying. Now I will, look in the book. That's just how I feel intuitively, But we'll go ahead and look in the book and see what this does say, okay? There might be, some extra information that that I maybe didn't pick up on. So it says, learn how to handle crises with calm and resilience. Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes. There are better ways to handle conflict than rage and outrage. There may be someone who seeks to disrupt your business or life in some way. This too shall pass. So you see, that makes absolute perfect sense, because what did I say? That Divine Feminine is really trying to put a pause, because she's all about the business right now, okay? She's all about, making things work for her in the material 3D world. So that's why she doesn't have time for this victim mentality. That's why she's she's just not trying to hear, she's not trying to hear all this from Divine Masculine, okay? But you have to still not get mad and be outraged and take things to extreme, like I said. So basically what I said is what the card said, all right, is what the book said. You can't take things to extreme. You still have to remember that you may not get this chance again. Clearly Divine Masculine, he's, why does it take you doing well for him to see the greatness in you, or for him to, open his eyes and see what he's missing? Okay, yeah, you can look at it that way. You certainly can, but at the same time, do you want to be that extreme about it, or can you compromise and be calm and resilient and say, okay, maybe it did take for me to, really, do all this to open his eyes. But, he is trying to come forward, so I should at least try to meet him halfway. And if he does start bringing up some old text messages or some old emails, and he does start, playing the victim a bit, calm it down. Just calm it down. Find a good balance, like the book says. Find a good balance to say, listen, we're together now. Why don't we just enjoy this moment instead of, dampering the moment with, talks of old, text messages and emails that, could damper this moment. We're together right now, enjoying this moment, enjoying my success. So let's just, you know, let's just, you know, let's just say cheers to all that and celebrate rather than, have these extreme moments, okay? Again, some of you, I do feel like you will have that intimate moment, but the advice really is saying, think about it before you actually do it. Do think about it. I mean, the advice still is to not take things to extremes, whether that is actually having intimacy, whether that is actually being upset and being mad at this victim mentality, whether it is, pushing your divine masculine too far because you're doing so well. The advice just is, don't take things to the extremes. So, that's the advice I would, implement it in everything here. So, but other than that, I mean, I feel as though, and again, this is not going to resonate for all of you. This is for a select few of you who are doing really well in your business right now. So again, this is for a certain group out there, whichever group that is. This is what, Spirit wants you to know, and, just to kind of be cautious and try to have a good balance between everything. So anyways, guys, that's everything that I have. And, hopefully I will see you all real soon. It's good to kind of be back and, be able to do a reading for all of you again. And, I will be back. I promise. I know I say that every time and then I get really busy or something comes up, but I will be back. I mean, I really miss doing readings. I love giving you all guidance. I love giving my insight. I love how I can pull cards and just kind of take my intuition, and then, I can pull other cards that just kind of validate everything that I'm saying. So again, it may not be for everybody, but I know that it's for somebody out there, because everything, all the cards fell into place exactly how I was picking it up from beginning to end. So I know that it's for somebody, even if it's not for all of you. Okay. So I just hope that, somebody out there can really take what the reading had to say today and just, take the advice that Spirit is giving you. Okay, so I love you all. If you have questions, I have answers. If anybody's interested in a personal reading, the information is always in the description box, and we'll talk to you again on the next one. Bye-bye.